Hello there. Let's take a look at Alexandra Rodriguez's newest video. This is called simply, I Haven't Been Honest with You. And the thumbnail is, a screenshot of her wiping away a tear with the caption over it saying, Motherhood is fucking hard. So it seems that we have reached our, quarterly video with Alex where she sits down and admits to some bullshit that everybody has already known about and been speculating about. And we will hear a bunch of excuses as to why she hasn't been forthcoming about it. Since this isn't a typical vlog, I'm not sure what to expect in terms of reacting. It's 25 minutes of her just talking to the camera. So I definitely have her sped up. And let's just see what she has to say.
I wanted to do a cozy little chit chat with me. So there's been like this trend going around where people on Instagram say like, let me de-influence you, kind of just sharing like pieces of their life that are not so perfect because, social media can make your life look perfect. So I just went ahead and did that. And you guys have just been like so kind and supportive in the comments. And I'm just so grateful for the people who are still here watching. So I wanted to like go through what I shared and just like, I don't know, have a real chat because I know I don't always necessarily like break down on here anymore. I think motherhood has kind of made me a little bit more guarded when it comes to being vulnerable online because it's no secret I'm not afraid to not be vulnerable online. I have many videos on here crying, sharing the hardest parts of my life. So I've never been like afraid to, and I do feel like I've done a bit of a disservice not sharing, all the hard motherhood stuff I've gone through because I know there's a lot of moms who watch, especially new moms too, and
I don't think that Alex isn't vulnerable online. I do agree in a way with that. She's definitely posted things that are very personal in some regards, just things about her body. And, back in the day, didn't she used to make like videos about intimacy with a boyfriend and things like that? So, as a plus size person. So, in some aspects, yes, she can be vulnerable ish, but it's very curated still. I think she's confusing vulnerability with honesty, or full transparency. She may be vulnerable at times, and with that comes some transparency at times, but a lot of what she posts, especially in the last several years, has gotten extremely contrived, really curated, and oftentimes, in my opinion, it's really fake. It's not the full picture. I mean, it's nowhere even close. There's a lot that's missing, a lot of information that's missing. Um, and also that trend that she did about de-influencing, if you guys saw it, it was stupid because that isn't that supposed to be about like purchasing, like consumption of things? And hers was just like some bullshit about how like life isn't all what you see, and it's again, she creates that for herself though. She picks and chooses what she puts online and what she doesn't. Um, she reads all of the comments from people asking her to just be honest or don't share any parts at all. If you're just going to lie or lie by omission, just don't even talk about those areas of your life. And she doesn't. And then this is what we get, every now and again is this kind of video that's probably, some sort of breakdown loading, because she can't handle what she thinks is hate. I'm sure that's going to come up, hate and trolls, and it's just people offering some criticism and some feedback for her content.
I feel bad that I haven't shared as much, of my hard times on here. But like I said, I really think like, I'm just.
Do you feel bad though? Because you've had so many opportunities to do something different and you haven't. So what do you mean you feel bad?
I feel a bit more guarded as a mom. And I think going through a lot of the hard stuff, the last 8 months of his life, starting with him coming, 5 weeks early, I think I really just wanted to deal with it like on my own without having to like kind of shield it, without having to worry about like other people's input and commentary on it, because it's just like another level of vulnerability versus just like my weight or like my relationship. It's like, this is such a
I don't necessarily agree with that. What she's saying does make sense, but I just don't believe that that's actually the case for her. I would actually understand a new mom not wanting to be subjected to all of the, unsolicited advice and things like that that comes with sharing that online. But first of all, you don't need to. She says she's not going to share her son and then she does. So, but if she was really truly not going to share her son, um she wouldn't have those types of comments, or at least not as many, right? And next, the reason I don't believe it is I don't think that she really wanted to, guard it for herself and enjoy it for herself. Remember, she made some video, was it when he was born, about she just want it's so special for her. It's just a special time. I think it's because she can't handle the feedback. She doesn't take well to criticism. She doesn't take well to even just well meaning suggestions or recommendations, when she's really doing something fucking stupid that she should know better and people just point it out. She doesn't like that. So, no, I don't think it has anything to do with protecting herself as a new mom and keeping that experience sacred. I think that's the word she used back in the day, sacred. Um, I think it's more to do with just not wanting to hear it from anybody, not wanting to be told that she's doing something wrong, not wanting to be open to any valid critique or commentary or feedback.
Just separate thing and like the most sacred part of my life.
Sacred. Knew it.
And I just didn't want to hear any criticism about it, but I know it could have probably helped a lot of people also going through hard stuff. So I'm going to try to get more real and vulnerable about the hardships of motherhood. I think I also, it's no secret, I've I don't know, I've received an insane amount of hate, like things you guys don't even know about. We've gone through off camera because of online hate. And that has also made me more guarded and cautious of what I share. And it's been hard. It's been really hard navigating this chapter because I am an open book. I want to share everything all the time. And I've had to guard myself and be really cautious. And, if I share too much, I feel scared. I feel uncomfortable when it comes to like the baby. But I also it's like, it's this constant like push and pull in my emotions. Oh my gosh, did I really forget to change the battery? All right, I'm back, featuring my huge pimple that I couldn't help but pop. Yar was like, why can't you just not pop it? And I'm like, I don't know. Is that not how we all are? And he's like, no, I'm not like that. I'm like, can't relate, darling. But anyway, I just wanted to apologize if anyone has thought my motherhood journey has looked perfect or really easy. I think it's been hard, but I think it's hard for everyone. I think I have a really great support system, but I do think there's a lot I have not shared. I just stubbed my toe and it's like,
She says she's apologizing, but is she really sorry? Again, I say, all of this that she's done has been a choice. She isn't new to YouTube. She isn't new to what comes with sharing your life online and the feedback that comes with that. Becoming a mother, I'm certain, is a little bit of a new level of that. I don't doubt that the what do I want to say, her visibility and how much criticism she gets has probably amplified with her motherhood journey. I'm not unreasonable or unfair about that. I also don't agree with, I'm sure, some of the situations that she has had. I've seen a couple of things online, just kind of being in this space, that I don't agree with how people take it a little bit, too far, a little bit too real life. I don't agree with that. And she's not giving details though. So I really can't comment on it specifically because I can't really just take her word for it. I want to believe that she has had some unfortunate things happen. And I'm sure she has, but it's like I really can't. I don't trust anything she says, so I can't be certain. But with that, I'll say that again, she's not new to this, and she got a lot of feedback while even pregnant. I think even trying to conceive, of people just letting her know, like, sharing this online is not going to be a good time for you. And it's really not fair to your child. So she kind of should have known what was coming. She's not the first mommy vlogger or wannabe mommy family vlogger that's come out and explained this. There's a lot of traction around this area online in terms of is or isn't it ethical or right to share your child online and to monetize your pregnancies and things like that. So she knew the risks, and she's still chosen to share certain things and curate certain things in a false light. Her coming on here now and saying that she's sorry if her motherhood journey has seemed too perfect or whatever, well, it's all her doing. She chose to withhold information and share information that only looked or sounded good. You know, it's not anybody else's fault. And people who got upset by that have a right to be upset with that.
Oh God. It's a little messed up. One of the things that I shared here said, being a new mom is the biggest blessing, but I am exhausted. Anderson had colic for the first 6 months of life and sleep wasn't great. We're in another regression now and it's tough. Keeping up with being the best mom I can be, taking care of myself and trying to balance work and relationships is a lot. I put a ton of pressure on myself and honestly it's draining. And that's exactly where I'm at. I think another thing too, and I'm not just trying to like sit here and make excuses about like why I haven't shared all I've shared. Hi P. Hello. Hi Pee Pee Lou. It's like a dreary, rainy day. Anderson's napping. And like being in the thick of it for those first 6 months with Anderson was so hard too. And like, I feel like when I dipped my toe into sharing a couple times, like the hate just like overwhelmed me. I don't know how moms who share so much are handling the criticism because it's painful. And I want to be so transparent. I want to be so real, but like, it's scary. It's really scary because I don't want people.
But then don't. You already told us you weren't going to, and then you did. You know, like, I don't get why we're having this fucking conversation then, because you yourself and your husband came on video and said you wouldn't be sharing his face, you wouldn't be putting him on vlogs, and the only things you'd be sharing are kind of like some of your motherhood, like tips and tricks, whatever. But you want to monetize this experience, and you've slowly, as you said, dipped your toe into sharing more and more and more to make money and get views and get engagement. And now you want to cry about how people were mean to you about it.
People to think, I don't want people to think I'm a bad mom when I know I love my son more than anything in this world. I would do anything for him. I want to always put him first. He is everything to me. And the thought of that ever not coming off properly in a video is so scary.
Well, you should be fucking screaming in terror because every video you show seems to convey the opposite.
And if I'm venting about motherhood or whatever I'm going through, I don't want people to take it the wrong way and like run with it a certain way. Because like I know my intentions, but like people can twist things and it's freaking scary. It's really scary. And truth be told, Anderson, when I say he's been a tough baby, it doesn't mean I love him any less. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with him. Like one time, and then like another time I remember I mentioned, I think I said Anderson was like, what did I say? Had a MenDB. I think I said he had a MenDB, which is just like, it's a silly term. It's just the way we talk. It doesn't mean anything. And it's like, he's a baby. That's what babies do. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I didn't mean that like I hate him and he's horrible. Like what? Like babies are gonna have MenDBs. It just means like a little tantrum. That's fine. Like I'm so afraid to talk about anything bad. I know I'm so afraid.
Well, that instance in particular was because I don't think most people would even qualify a like 4-month-old or 5-month-old, however old he was at the time. He was extremely young, an infant. Most people wouldn't qualify them even having a quote tantrum. They're not having tantrums at that age or acting out or whatever, whether you mean it lighthearted or not. It's like that's literally just how babies are, right? I understood at the time, honestly, that she was just using that term in that way. And I don't know. I had mixed feelings on it. It wasn't like that big a deal to me, but I understand it's because it's combined with all these other things that she does and says, And that's Alex's problem that she doesn't seem to grasp, even in this video, is that it's not so black and white that it's just she made one little comment about a mentee bee and people flipped out, or that she shared one little thing about her baby having colic and not sleeping and people freaked the fuck out and started hating on her. It's combined with all of the other things that she said or hasn't said, because she does love to lie by omission. It's also some of the outright lies that she's done, like with the colic thing, or it was, she said that he was sleeping great and everything was great. She never looked tired or even acted tired and everything. And then all of a sudden he had colic for 6 months and they were at the doctor constantly and couldn't sleep. So those are just a couple of examples. There's lots of other things that when you keep doing that, it piles on. It's a very basic phenomenon, boy who cried wolf type of thing. This shouldn't be confusing to her.
I'm pushing away the good people who are here and by not sharing, and that sucks. So I'm going to try really hard to be more real going forward, starting with I love my son more than anything, but it's been hard. It's been really hard. I'm so
I don't fucking care. I really don't care.
lucky that my mom and Yar are so amazing. We have a really great family who's very helpful. But yeah, he was very colicky. There would be hours of just crying and screaming and nothing would help. No car rides, no rocking, no calm and peaceful, no distraction. Like everything under the sun that the internet would recommend, that a doctor would recommend, that my mom would recommend, that anyone would recommend, nothing worked. The vacuum, like we tried everything. And I am honestly still tired. I am still tired from all of it. It's caught up to me. He's almost 9 months now. His colic and those long phases of like chunks of crying in a way around 6 months, I think him being premature. I don't know. It could be any baby can get colic or discomfort. But yeah, we tried everything to comfort him. We ended up going on a special formula. We had tried every formula. I beat myself up before, using formula. I'm like, is that what's wrong? Like,
Again, though, she's sharing this now. And at the time, she painted it like everything was perfect. And I do have mixed feelings about it in the sense of, even as a YouTuber and a vlogger, you do deserve privacy with certain things. I just think that Alex doesn't make smart decisions in what she chooses to share and what she doesn't. And when she wants to be private, instead of actually keeping something private, she breadcrumbs parts of it, and which ultimately leaves out parts of the picture, and then it starts coming together later when the lies start unraveling and the truth starts coming out. So true privacy would be just not bringing it up at all. And I'm sure that would be hard. As a vlogger, you can't share that part of your life, but that's what you said you were going to do anyway. And that's not your audience's responsibility. That's a choice that you made. And I think it's the right choice to not share your child and not share those personal private details. And so she should have put more thought into how she's going to make her content moving forward when she can't share those things. And instead, she just chose to come on and kind of create a false reality that she's trying to sell to her viewers, and then gets upset when ultimately, it starts to crumble and crack and people start to call that out. That's just human nature when we're consuming your content and watching it. So this is all created, this is her own problem that she created for herself. So I'm struggling to have really any sympathy, especially this day and age. It's 2025. She knows what the internet is like. She knows what people do to new mothers on the internet. Come on, girl.
There's so much that's gone through my head that like people just don't know, and how much pressure and like I don't know, guilt I've put on myself in like every way. Like I genuinely just want to be the best mom for him and give him everything that he needs and deserves. And that's another thing I put in here on one of my slides. It says I spend way too much time worrying about the future, especially having a son, wanting the best for him. It's consuming. It is so consuming. By the time he is much older, I don't think I'll be online anymore. Like that's so far away. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what the future holds. I love creating content. I don't plan on going anywhere. But like,
what would you do, Alex? I would be surprised too if your online career lasted that long, but you have no skills, no education. You should be scared, and not necessarily for your son, but for yourself, because I don't know what your future would look like really. You've not built up any sort of sustainable career.
This era we're in petrifies me. I think about it way too much. I like don't want him to have a phone. I don't want him to have an iPad. I don't want him to have screens. Like I'm terrified of it. I just think
He's a baby. You have so much time to worry about that. I think this is projection. This is what's sad. This is what people were worried about. Is now she's projecting her own fears and insecurities because of her bullshit online and how it comes back to bite her in the ass onto her son, her innocent little baby.
it's ruining kids' minds and brains. And like having a kid, it's so crazy because like I worry about him so much. I could literally cry. I worry about him so much, and the time that we are in with AI and technology, and like I see teachers talk about how kids are so addicted to their phones and the constant dopamine, and then like I think to myself, like, am I part of the problem being a content creator?
Yes. Yes, you are. I was just thinking, how ironic though, coming from this chronically online full-time vlogger who's done nothing with her life the last 10 years except put stuff online and consume content online. Yeah, you are a bit part of the problem.
And I'm like, okay, I've been around a long time, and like long form content it was just like watching TV, and that's where like I kind of grew up with it. And now it's just like I think if I had grown up in the time where it was just like scrolling TikTok, like it would mess with your head, especially these young brains that are so formative in their formative years. Like it's just bad. It's just really bad. Like being a mom now, it's made me literally want to just like move to a farm, grow my own food, and get rid of technology. And it's like I know that that's like
Then do it, girl. I fucking dare you. Go on.
so extreme. I guess I don't know. People do it, but like I'm really trying to find like just this healthy balance. For I feel like Yara and I do a really good job for us at having a healthy balance, and being mindful, like putting our phones down, being present with each other. Trying not to like get like we don't just sit next to each other and scroll for hours. Like
Then why are you worried about it? If you've got such a healthy balance, you should be able to teach your son healthy balance as well and model that behavior. So why are you so worried? This is coming off very performative to me.
we try to be present with each other when we can. Not that there's, and I don't want to say anything wrong with that, but you know what I mean? Like it can be a really hard thing to like pull away from your phone. And I know I've struggled with my mental health because of my job and the hate I've gotten from my job. And I think because I've seen that firsthand for myself, feeling so horrible because of reading bad comments, the thought of that happening to my son, I'm pointing to him, he's sleeping in his room. I'm like, I can't stand the thought of that. That makes
Well, you are opening him up to that directly, Alex. How fucking sad that you would come on here and admit that, but you are the one sharing his personal information online. You are the one posting his pictures online. You are the one doing a shitty job, even blurring his face. The least I guess you could do is get online and blur his face. And lately it's like you've been like lessening the blur, really almost just trying to get our palettes ready to fully see him in your vlogs. You are the mother. You have the ultimate control over it. Some things, of course, are a little out of your control, but ultimately keeping him offline and safe from that environment is up to you. And you're so fucking worried about it, apparently, but you are the one doing these things to him, exposing him to that. You are an embarrassment.
makes me want to vomit. And now I understand why my mom gets so upset when she has to watch me go through hard stuff online, and why it just like breaks her heart because I can't imagine my son going through that, and I just want to shield him from that so hard. And I'm like, okay, I don't want him to have a phone until XYZ, but I want him to have communication with me. But I know he's gonna get peer pressure because he's gonna be the only one without a phone, like things like that. Like I'm thinking way too much. My mom literally is like, girl, he's not even one.
Literally. Do we think that she still has some like postpartum stuff? She definitely came out and had admitted finally, another thing that she wasn't honest about, that she had the baby blues. That's what she said. I'm wondering if there is some postpartum anxiety. She is an anxious person anyway. I I'm just wondering if there's more to it. And I really hope for her sake that she gets to a doctor and gets to a therapist. These things that she's talking about right now, um, she thinks that it's her being honest online. I guess it could be, but this isn't going to solve anything for her. Speaking with a professional who can help her cope with these thoughts and feelings that are apparently all consuming to her would really be much more helpful.
Things might be different when he's older. Like, don't waste your time thinking about it. And I saw a lot of people commenting saying that, like, as new moms or moms in general, they also just like are consumed with overthinking and worrying. And that's something like I've really had to, or I'm still rather processing and dealing with. I will say my postpartum experience personally was pretty good, genuinely. I had a little bit of baby blues and I got really weird and sad for like, I don't know, a couple weeks where I was like, I felt really sad for Bruno. And I was kind of processing that like my old life was gone. This was my new life because him being 5 weeks early, I thought I had more time to mentally prepare. I had more things I wanted to like do before he came. So that was kind of like the biggest mind screw of it all. But I didn't struggle with like postpartum like depression.
Okay, so she's saying no. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it definitely has to be. This could also just be generalized anxiety. It could just also be part of the mom experience. But either way, no matter what it is, therapy, therapy seems like it could really help her.
And I was very lucky in that way because that was one of my biggest fears. It's no joke. If you're going through that, please talk to your doctor. There's nothing wrong with getting help, going on medication, and talking to someone. I don't know if because I'm already on Prozac, maybe that helped. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But the bottom line is there were nights where me and Yar would just have to take turns holding this crying baby that you feel so helpless and you just want to help them and make them feel better and nothing is working and you just have to love them and wait and comfort them in any way, even though it's not working. It's
But remember when she said that Yar did the night shifts? Like now they're taking turns and whatever. We all know. I can't get back into what that type of the lies and everything that she was going on about, but here we are.
it's torture. It is torture watching your baby cry and there's like nothing you can do. Like the doctor literally was like, if you have to put him down and like leave the room and take a minute, like that's okay. And I'm like, I don't think I could do that. Like the whole thing, it was exhausting, mentally draining, made me physically nauseous. Like
Girl, don't bullshit us that you couldn't leave your baby crying. There's nothing wrong with that, first of all, if you do need to do it and take a break for yourself. That's better than putting your baby in an unsafe situation. But don't fucking sit here and tell us that you can't leave your baby crying or not. Give us a fucking break. We have eyes. We see even the curated shit that you choose to post that should be putting you in the best light still makes you look bad. And we see right through it.
I do. And then the love I have for him, I just like, I think about all these other things he's going to go through in his life. And I'm like, damn, how am I going to, I know I'll cope with it and I'll be fine and I'll help him through it. And me and Yar will parent him and give him love and guidance. But like the thought of having to watch him go through hard things, like my heart, like it just hurts my heart. And also, I think another big thing is for me, since having a baby, I I am more sensitive that I didn't even think that was possible because I'm a sensitive, highly sensitive person with a lot of empathy. And
Ha! Empathy. This hog is empathetic. Yeah, fucking right.
feel things really deeply and it's a beautiful thing, but it's a hard thing. I pick up on other people's energy and I just, I feel things deeply. And being an empath now with a baby, like it's gone through the roof. I feel like everyone I look at now, I think of them as an infant. And I just think like, it makes me like so emotional to think
What?
that there are kids going through horrible things, and that like why, you know what I mean? I do. I literally am crying. Like I think about kids that are going through these hard, horrible things, and like it's like it's just not fair. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, why can't he just be loved? Like why can't everyone be loved the way we love Anderson? And that like breaks my heart. I look at other people, and I think of them like I'm like they were once like a baby. Like their life, like how was their life shaped so that like they became the person who they are? You know what I mean?
I feel like Alex isn't actually an empathetic person, but maybe through having a baby, it's like this whole thing right here is her actually discovering empathy for the first time. Like, I'm kind of almost freaked the fuck out because the shit she's saying, that's really what it's giving to me is like, this is someone awakening to the fact that people have complex lives and traumas and emotions and we've all been little before, and we all start with this like this life that she's just created. We've all started like that, bro. And I'm not even a mom, and I get that. Alex, I think you need to explore that with a therapist as well. Something not quite right with you.
I don't know if this is translating at all. I hope there's other moms watching this and they're like, yes, I get it. But like, it's this deep, like, I don't know how to describe it other than it's just like this feeling of wanting the best for everyone as their little baby self. And like maybe people turn out the way they are because of what they've gone through. And
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's exactly how it fucking works. Holy shit. Really, this is like overgrown toddler woman discovers empathy for the first time.
it's made me even more empathetic than I was before. And it's tough. It's tough. Like I said, it's beautiful in its own way. So I think, I don't know. I think that might be like one of the harder things I've gone through since becoming a mom. It's just like feeling
Look at her arm. Ew.
things deeper than I've ever felt. And then on top of it, like I'm trying to lose weight to feel my healthiest self for my son. Like, because all day I'm playing with him on the floor, I'm up and down, bringing him upstairs, like carrying him. And I just like, I think about when he's running around and I want to chase him and I want to be healthy for him. And I don't think, like I say all the time, you don't have to be super thin by any means to be healthy. But like right now, like getting up and down, I'm like, after a while, my knee hurts. I'm out of breath. I'm like,
Remember when she got gastric bypass? Wasn't that one of the reasons she gave? Was she was having a lot of knee and like back pain all the time? And here we are, back again. This video is not quite about that, so I'm going to try not to go on too many rants about the weight thing, but we've already heard this song and dance, Alex. You had a whole gastric bypass surgery in order to get pregnant and have a child. And maybe I misinterpreted that when you said that. I also thought you meant to be healthy for your child's throughout your child's life. Apparently, maybe you really only meant you wanted to lose a little bit of weight in order to actually get pregnant, and then you didn't care if you ballooned back up again. And now you care again because you're realizing, oh shit, losing weight is kind of important for my overall quality of life.
I don't want to feel that. I just want to be like active and agile and ready to play. I just, so, girl, I don't know.
We do know. Do you know? Because you don't seem actually really committed to getting there.
This video is.
Get 3 times points on travel and dining. Not everything you eat.
Sorry, guys. I can't skip this one, so maybe the next one. Consider this a brief intermission, a break from Alex's bullshit. It does get exhausting sometimes listening to her. All right, here we go.
I was trying to focus on my post. The other thing I said is my house is clean because we have it cleaned professionally. Every 2 weeks, it helps a lot. And I'm grateful we can do that. We got our house cleaned this morning. Anderson and I went over to see my mom while they were cleaning. And I'm extremely grateful for that because even keeping up with it between the 2 weeks can sometimes feel very overwhelming. People with multiple kids, you're amazing.
You had the house cleaner before you even had kids, you lazy fuck.
It's hard. I feel like I'm just constantly cleaning and wiping counters and picking up the playroom and changing my clothes because they're spit up and doing laundry and the fridge. I need to clean the fridge. I feel like I'm constantly buying groceries. I feel like I'm constantly cooking. I feel like I'm constantly counting my points. I feel like I'm constantly just trying to keep my head above water. And I think,
girl, I'm sorry. Like, you sound like you are struggling and you need fucking professional help. And imagine the people who have to do this without cleaners and without family in the area and without working for themselves from home, making shitty, lazy content. She says she has empathy, and I don't think she does. Those, when she speaks her gratitudes about some of these things, it just sounds very hollow to me. I don't think that she really understands all that she has and how many people, the majority of people in this world, go without a lot of the things that she has.
that might just be motherhood. Another one's.
And those things, sorry, mind you, a lot of those things she has gotten off the backs of her subscribers that she gets online and lies to.
Having a baby, Bruno overstimulates me so much some days. I try to give him tons of love, but I feel bad he's not the only baby anymore. Like I said, after having Anderson, when we came home, Bruno's my first little baby. He comes everywhere with me. He's been there with me through a miscarriage, getting pregnant. He knows when I'm going through something. He's always near me. He's always just right here next to me. This is my little angel. And I felt coming home with Anderson, I just felt like this insane, overwhelming wave of guilt because he wasn't the only one anymore. And that was a really hard thing for me to process. And then I feel we still try to give him so much love. Yara and I are extremely aware of Bruno. We make sure we give him that attention. When Anderson goes to bed, he's always like, I mean, even when Anderson's up, he's always snuggled with us, but we try to just give him so much attention and love. But like sometimes he's overstimulating. The baby might be asleep.
This is all bullshit. I'm not saying much about this Bruno thing because it really upsets me. The way that she has treated her dog and the way she talks about him and lies about how she loves him.
And a package comes, he starts barking, wakes the baby up, baby's crying, and it's just like, oh my God. And it's just like, it's so frustrating and it's hard. And then you feel guilty for getting frustrated and mom guilt. Like a whole nother video on mom guilt.
Well, then stop buying so much shit off Amazon and then maybe you'd have less packages coming. And your poor dog, who's just being a dog, wouldn't bark so much.
So you know what I mean? And I feel like a ton of people go through that with their pets too. It's like, it's a bunch of mixed emotions. I love watching him with Anderson. Oh my God, Anderson loves him. Anderson will look at Bruno and just smile. He just smiles. And Bruno's always giving him a kiss on his cheek or just like curling up next to him when we're all on top of the bed, just hanging out. It's so cute. It's the best. It's really the best. But I just, I think in the beginning, I think I'm adapted now. But in the beginning I felt super guilty about Bruno not being the only baby anymore. And then like, it's like, oh, well, am I allowed to say that? Because like I had a miscarriage and I've wanted a baby for so long. Like, I'm not allowed to say that. It's like, no, like feelings are valid and I should be allowed to say what I feel. Anyway,
you're allowed to say what you want, but nothing you say comes across very genuine to me. Like, even this, I feel that I'm just watching a mirror. I've seen, others say similar things about their pets and the guilt and stuff like that. And I just feel that Alex sees certain things and thinks that, oh, okay, this is how I should be acting, right? This is how I should be feeling, and this is what I should be putting online to get people to like me again. And so she kind of, maybe she even deludes herself into thinking that she really does feel this way, like towards Bruno, for example. But it doesn't, I don't know. I don't have, some things I have more examples for. This, for example, like I don't have a lot of evidence to back it up other than just in general how she treats her dog and talks about him, but it just doesn't feel real or authentic to me.
And then the last slide says, I've been making YouTube videos since 2011. My views are not nearly the same as they used to be. It's hard to process that. I probably peaked and it will never be the same again, but I'm so grateful I still have people here with me. And that last sentence is the most important part of all of this. I am so glad any of you are still here and still supporting me. And especially there's so many people who have been here for so long that will never cease to amaze me when I see people say,
cease, not seize.
I've been here since you lived in your mom's attic, been here since you worked at Mac, like just so long. You've been here for so long. And like, you feel like we've grown up together. And like, I feel like I've grown up with you, honestly, because I've grown up with YouTube and like you guys are my YouTube.
I've been here for that long as well. And I can say that the changes I've seen in her are pretty much all for the worse and not for the better.
YouTube family. This has been a part of my life for so long. Almost half of my life I've spent on YouTube. And that is the craziest feeling ever, but like the most beautiful thing. And like, I can't see myself ever not doing it because like, I love it. I love making videos. I love video diaries. Like there are points in my life where I will literally like just look up videos and rewatch them from like a vacation we went on, or I've watched my birth vlog a few times and I cry every time. Just, I don't know. It's me. It feels like me being on here. And like I said, it's been hard to process that. I feel like I've peaked, you know, I used to get like a lot more views, go on brand trips or whatever. And it's like, I have processed that's just.
You have peaked, but part of that is because long form content like this has gone out of fashion a bit. And Alex never did a very good job at diversifying herself and like building up a brand for herself across different platforms and things like that. So it does kind of amaze me that she apparently still makes enough money and everything to survive off of YouTube, considering that others that were in this space when she was, you know, peaking, also branched out to TikTok, Instagram, you know, making brands and collaborations with brands and things like that. They all come with their own problems as well. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I'm just talking from like a purely career standpoint and business standpoint. Alex didn't do a good job at building that up for herself.
Not where I'm at anymore. I have vented about it to Yar, and like he's like, you're just in a different phase of your life. Like it's beautiful. Like cherish what you had, cherish what you have now, and like that's what it's all about. Just being happy where you're at. And like I said, I'm just grateful that anyone is still here and I'm still able to do this and be here and be with you guys and be able to make this, still have this as my career. I know that that is a huge blessing, a huge blessing that I don't take for granted ever. But of course,
you don't take for granted, but you come on and lie and manipulate and gaslight your followers. That doesn't seem very grateful. That doesn't seem like you really care about your longevity on this platform, because that's why a lot of people don't like you anymore. And honestly, a lot of people kind of watch you just to see what antics you're getting up to and, the bullshit that you spew.
Of course, it's hard not to beat yourself up and be like, well, what can I do more? What can I do better? And, I'm like, I am giving everything I have to every part of my life right now, truly. Like in work, in motherhood, in relationships, in my health, I am literally at full capacity. And I try to like take once or twice a week, just like a little time for myself by like going to the gym or
Once or twice a week. That's all. That's all the time that she gives to herself, folks. Alex, we watch the vlogs? You just sat there and said you rewatch your own vlogs. Are we watching the same fucking things?
watching my show, but I feel guilty for that. there's the mom guilt.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You take time for yourself every single fucking day, from what we see. And you don't seem to feel too fucking guilty about it. You just made a whole video of mom night to myself. The past few vlogs. Have you done the gym? Have you done your skincare? All these things that you claim are for yourself? Girl, this right here encapsulates it all. You are a grade A bullshitter.
But like, if you're also a new mom out there, or you're just going through a lot, like, you've got to take time for yourself and have a minute to reset, or you will lose your mind. Like, you've got to take rest, and then you can show up better for everyone and yourself after that rest. I don't know what else.
I will never take a single piece of advice from you.
If there's anything else I want to share about motherhood, I mean, it's never going to be easy. It's the most beautiful gift ever, but it's hard, of course. And I'm sorry I haven't been as transparent as I should have been about the hard stuff. It was mostly just out of fear, and you guys deserve to know and relate to the fact that, like, there are challenges, and it doesn't mean you love your kid any less at all. All right, construction just started across the street, so that's actually perfect timing. I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed just chatting with me, and to all the new mamas out there, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you. I love you. Everyone out there, you're doing amazing. Just do your best. That's all you can do. Okay, I love you.
Shut up. All right. In my opinion, Alex posted this video only to try to garner some views and get some more positivity on her videos for a little bit. She knows that the heat has been ramping up on her with reaction channels and people just calling out her bullshit, across her platforms, in her comment sections, and rightfully and respectfully so. Are there some trolls out there, some people going a bit far? I'm sure there are. But a lot of it is really just people who have been watching and have some valid things to say. And again, it is all her doing. Alex works for herself. She makes these videos herself. She edits them. She knows what she's putting out there. She's making conscious choices. And now she has to deal with the repercussions, and she doesn't like what's happened, and she needs to find a way to try to kind of rectify it, and she thinks by saying this, it will get the haters, according to her, to either slow down, or it will get her fans to go more rabid on them. Because you can't say something to a struggling mom, right? It's not cool to talk shit, I guess, if you want to call it that, about just a struggling new mom. So I see through this. I think she's just trying to do some damage control here. Even this video itself is extremely curated. I mean, from the setting to the white shirt, the no makeup, it is classic, quintessential YouTuber apology. Let's be honest, let's talk uniform, right? We've all seen it. We all know it. What do you guys think? I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.